Hitler sent 3,000 paratroopers to Crete. Among them was Ernst Simon.
We were all very young. The average age of our company was 19, and the oldest was the company sergeant, who was 25. I was with the 1st Parachute Regiment, and we were supposed to attack Heraklion. I was number 13th, the last man in Crete, which was not a very good position because if the airplane was shot down, only the first maybe 4 or 5 people got out and the rest perished. But okay, I got out, all right, and we had agreed with the radio operator of the airplane that he dropped our 4 weapon containers when the last man went out. So everybody hanging on the parachute could see where the weapon containers were coming down, and this was vital.
British intelligence had warned the Allied troops on Crete of the forthcoming German attack, and both the Royal Navy and the Army on Crete were firing everything they had at the German paratroopers as they jumped.
Vor mir sprang ein Österreicher und der kam nicht aus der Maschine raus.
An Austrian was jumping in front of me, but he wouldn't get out of the plane. He was holding on to the top of the door and didn't jump out. Afterwards I found out that the poor man had already been shot through the heart in the door. And I pushed him out. When I landed, I was at least 200 meters from the other soldiers. When I landed on the ground, the first thing we did was look for our weapons containers, and we managed to find them. Then we took out our weapons and took up our positions.
We had 8 hours house to house fighting with very heavy losses. I got a shot through the right shoulder muscle. The treatment was just one sticking plaster on the entry wound and one at the exit wound.
I'd gone about 200 meters in the direction of the airfield, and then I jumped over a fence. And as I jumped, I was seriously wounded in the left thigh. So I was lying there between the enemy lines, between 2 fighting units, and nobody knew what was going on.
Keiner wusste, was los war.
We were very short on men and ammunition. If the British had attacked, then we would have had to throw stones because we had nothing to shoot with.
Despite their lack of equipment and numerous casualties, by the end of the evening, the Germans had taken Malmö airfield. Next day, they flew in fresh troops and more armaments. The British had assumed they could defend Crete as long as they had supremacy at sea. But they hadn't counted on the strength and determination of the Luftwaffe. In May 1941, the German battleship Bismarck was on her maiden voyage. She had already sunk Britain's cherished battleship HMS Hood, but the British cruisers Norfolk and Suffolk had been shadowing her.
The Norfolk and the Suffolk kept in contact with the Bismarck for a long time, 2 or 3 days after the Hood was sunk.
During her battle with HMS Prince of Wales and the Hood, several of Bismarck's fuel tanks had been damaged, which meant that Admiral Lutchens had to go to Brest for repairs. But first, he had to shake off the pursuing Norfolk and Suffolk.
he executed a big turn right around 360 degrees, crossing the wake of the Suffolk and Norfolk and his own wake, and then straightening up and going to Brest.
Bismarck's tactics worked. The outwitted Norfolk and Suffolk carried on straight ahead and lost her. But luck favoured the British. Quite by chance, an RAF training aircraft spotted the Bismarck.
And she fired at them, but luckily missed, and they radioed a report immediately to say what her position was, and this got back to the Admiralty. Then the Rodney and the King George V, which was the Admiral Tovey's flagship, set course for Brest. The trouble was the Bismarck had such a lead on the Rodney and the King George V that it didn't seem possible that we were going to actually make contact with her.
To intercept the Bismarck, the British sent out a fleet from Gibraltar, including the aircraft carrier Ark Royal, which sent Fairey Swordfish torpedo bombers into the attack. One of the torpedoes hit the Bismarck's rudder, jamming it and sending the pride of the German Navy straight into the clutches of HMS King George V, commanded by Admiral Tovey.
He couldn't believe that the Bismarck was steering towards us, but when he did finally have it confirmed, he realized that Bismarck had been delivered into his hands. Then came a terrible moment for him. Was he going to engage in a night action when she might get away, or was he going to wait till morning when the skies would be clear and he'd be able to see what he was doing? And it was a great risk, but he took the risk and he said, we'll wait till morning.